All right. I can't do this next flick fashion with your daughter in the room.
Sure you can. Hey, Tessa, someone wanted to beat Anderson up.
But the way that I got to talk about crimes of the future is I can't.
Oh, no, please don't.
I can't. I can't do it with young ears in the room. Crimes of the Future, a David Cronenberg movie. His first movie, I guess, since Maps to the Stars, right?
Oh, wow. It's been a while.
He had planned on hanging it up. He didn't want to direct anymore. He didn't feel the need to direct anymore. He thought that he was just
thought he said it all?
Kind of, yeah. He's getting up there in age, right? And, you know, making movies
to me.
is arduous. And he was a producer, kind of got in his ear and suggested that he take another look at a script that he had written some time ago. Cronenberg was just kind of in the mode of wanting to retire and write another novel. He's also an author.
79 years old.
And he kind of got talked into this one. And the movie's not good. It has a lot to say, some of which I can't access. I'm not smart enough probably to quite pick up everything he's trying to put down, but there's definitely multiple meanings going on. He's attacking the art world. But here's the story. You see Kid Dick in it as well. I should have said that.
What's it called?
Like 6-year-old, 7-year-old Kid Dick. It's like, but really, that's how. So ultimately, like. All right, I'll get to that. It opens up with an amazing scene, and I just realized I have not done the research to see if this was CGI. I don't think it was. I think they actually found that the opening scene involves a kid,
easy, buddy.
and it's on a shore. It looks like Italy, and I think they might have just shot. God, Avery, can you do me a favor?
CGI'd the shot of Italy, wasn't it?
No, so it opens up with a kid digging in like the gravel, sand, like on the shore at an ocean shore, like in the Mediterranean, and there is a giant cruise ship on its side that is a wreck. And I think there is a cruise ship out that way. And I think that they might have actually shot on location, which is very impressive. And it's the best shot of the movie by far. It's something to behold.
And that's the opening shot?
And that's the opening shot.
Oh, no.
And then it's all kind of downhill. And I feel like a dick saying that because he's a 70-year-old man. And this is him returning to peak Cronenberg in the sense that his body horror. So it's supposed to be a dystopian future where we got Viggo Mortensen. He's got some body issues. Some things turn out to be growing inside of him. Tumors are growing. Everyone's growing tumors inside of them these days. And it's okay because we have become impervious to infection and pain. We don't feel pain anymore. We're evolving. It's got shades of Waterworld a little bit as far as like what's happening to the earth, and we're adapting through evolution, which it's absurd. If you recall, he had gills there in the old Waterworld, which
that's true.
It doesn't happen quite that quickly.
Is this based on a true story?
It's not. So it's the not too distant future, but there's a lot of analog stuff. If you've seen Existenz, this feels like Existenz 2 to some degree, where machines and biology are fused, and like he sleeps. Viggo Mortensen sleeps in this bed that's supposed to be able. It's biologically engineered bed that straps into him with like tentacles, and that's another great scene or shot that happens early in the movie. You can't really tell. I got H.R. Giger vibes for sure. It looked good. The whole movie looked good. It's just what was on the screen I didn't want to look at. But yeah, actually the poster has him sleeping in that bed when it's supposed to be able to anticipate your moves so that you're like floating essentially and you don't have a rough night's sleep. Especially that's important if you have these issues growing inside of you, because I guess the only time that he would feel pain, and he was kind of an outlier, was when he was sleeping.
Okay.
But he loved the pain, right? So people are performing surgeries on street corners. Surgery is the new sex, which he definitely explores just how far he could go with that. And knowing that David Cronenberg is the father of body horror and the apex body horror master here, I'm like, oh Christ, he's gearing up to do something really, really hardcore with people don't feel pain anymore. Everyone's growing tumors. He is with Viggo Mortensen is with Léa Seydoux, who we know from Blue is the Warmest Color and No Time to Die.
Yeah.
and she is like his partner. They're performance artists, and they use this old machine, which was an autopsy machine. It's old, but it's new to us because it's the future. It's a distant future, but it's this pod type sarcophagus, which is all HR geared out and like biological, and it was used to perform autopsies. This all sounds fairly interesting, right?
I'll say this is a fascinating concept.
And their performance art revolves around him going to this machine, and she's performing the surgery with blades. She remote controls this contraption, and it cuts him open and removes tumors. Okay. And now you get the government involved too.
Does this work?
Yeah, and he doesn't feel the pain. Actually, he's in ecstasy as it's happening. Does it work in real life? No, because this is the future, Brian, and this is a made-up movie. It's a fictional movie.
Did you watch this with Jillian?
No, we're not even. I was sorry I was watching it with me. I really wanted to leave the theater a number of times. So there's the National Organ Registry, what it's called, and that's where we see Kristen Stewart. She's one of the women that she's one of the. It's a two-hander. It's her and what's his name?
Viggo.
It doesn't matter.
Viggo.
So. Oh, it's Don McKellar. So it's those two who are running the organ registrar.
I see.
And you have to have any new organs like tattooed, which you can do like inside the body. Number? Yeah, just to make sure that it's registered and it's been accounted for, because people are trying to do naughty things with the organs. And it's about us adapting to plastic, which he was really wrapped up in, I guess, when he wrote this like nearly 20 years ago. And it's more relevant now than ever before. So it opens up with this kid by this cruise ship. Were you able to find out if it's a real cruise ship? It didn't look
like they kept referencing the cruise ship, but just as part of the story. So I'm going to say it's probably not a real location. I feel like somebody would have thrown that in there. It looked so good.
It looked so good. It looked so real. It got me.
But I will say you're not alone. I found the headline, Kristen Stewart had no idea what Crimes of the Future was about while making the movie.
Yeah, and she got very little direction from all accounts. I guess Cronenberg is the undirector's director. Like, he doesn't direct actors unless they're doing something wrong, which he rarely thinks they are. And he should have with this, because there was plenty of actors I felt were doing wrong things. Now, Kristen Stewart, I did not buy her character at all at first, but then as the movie went on, I'm like, oh, I really like what she's doing. It was actually quite funny. There was a lot of very dry, particular humor in this one that I didn't find particularly funny, but I could tell he thought it was funny. Or certain people will. This movie opens up with this kid by this cruise ship. Sorry to go back and forth, guys. I'm all over the place.
We talked about this.
And then he goes inside where his mom is, and he proceeds to eat a trash can, waste bin right next to a grimy toilet in this grimy bathroom. And she's very upset by it. She's like, stop eating that. And there's like this white paste coming out of his mouth as he silently eats this plastic trash bin. And then,
it's so gross.
And then he's like a 7-year-old boy. And then he's laying in bed, and mom comes with a pillow. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to watch child murder. Like, it didn't used to affect me, but now it does. And there we go. We see the kid get murdered, which sucks. And then we go to Yargos. Not Yargos. We go to
Yargos Lanthimos.
Well, there's a Yargos in this. Yargos Peripasopoulos. He might be Greek. And then we go to Viggo Mortensen, who throughout the entire movie, we see him enter with a cloak.
There's two Yorgoses.
Yeah.
There's Yorgos Karamihos and Yorgos Persephopoulos.
We see Viggo enter scenes wearing a mask like over his face, like, and he has a hood. He almost looks like a Grim Reaper, and then he removes it after being in the new location. This happens time and time and time again, and it was just like, okay, when is Viggo going to remove his mask? This movie was not good. This is a 2.5-star movie at best. I feel like it might have been good in the right hands, which sounds weird because it's his property, but it just felt very half-baked and kind of like, all right, I'll do this movie if you want me to.
Cronenberg?
Took 3 years apparently to get funded, and then by the time it's funded, it's like I did not. Scott Speedman's also in the. I can't recommend this movie really to anyone.